Hello everyone, welcome to our online video tutorial series, and today we will discuss about class 11 maths trigonometric functions and part 5. So dear student, till now we proved that sine minus x is equal to minus sine x, cos minus x will be cos x, tan minus x will be minus tan x, cot minus x is minus cot x, cosecant minus x is minus cosecant x, and secant minus x is secant x. Which means that whenever I'm talking about this negative angle, I'm talking about the clockwise direction. That means in the fourth quadrant, and in fourth quadrant you can see that only cos x and its reciprocal will be positive. In addition to these, we learned about these formulas, angle addition formula and subtraction formulas. Sine alpha plus beta is sine alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sine beta. Sin alpha minus beta will be sin alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sin beta. Whereas cos alpha plus beta will become cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta. And whenever it is the sign is negative, this sign will become positive. So cos alpha cos beta plus sin alpha sin beta. Next is tan alpha plus beta, which is tan alpha plus tan beta 1 minus tan alpha tan beta. Dear student, whatever sign is there, that will be in the numerator. So if I am talking about tan alpha minus beta, so it will become tan alpha minus tan beta by 1 plus tan alpha tan beta. And two more extension of these two formulas, that is tan pi by 4 plus x, that is 1 plus tan x by 1 minus tan x, and tan pi by 4 minus x will become 1 minus tan x by 1 plus tan x. So let's start today's class. So first we will discuss about sine pi by 2 minus x. So dear children, when we discuss about this trigonometric functions, this is my angle x, then AB will be the base of this triangle. And a side opposite to angle will become my perpendicular. And this will be hypo. So base is as per the angle. And in case I change the angle from x to pi by 2 minus x, this angle, so this perpendicular will turn out to my new base. And base will become my perpendicular. Now this side will become opposite to the angle, so it will become perpendicular. So earlier whatever angle was sine x was, that was perpendicular by hypo, and if I am talking about sine 90 minus x, so actually it is base upon hypo. So perpendicular will turn in base, so base upon hypo. So earlier which side was perpendicular, now it become base. So it become base by hypo, and you know that as per earlier conditions base by hypo was cos x. So sine 90 minus x will be cos x. Let's prove it by some another method also. So we know that sine alpha minus beta is sine alpha cos beta minus cos alpha sine beta. So what I want pi by 2 minus x. So replace this alpha with pi by 2 and beta with x. So in case I replace this alpha with pi by 2, it will become sine pi by 2 minus x, beta with x. Then sine alpha will become sine pi by 2 and cos beta will become cos x. Alpha with pi by 2 and beta with x. So as you know that sine 90 is equal to 1 and cos 90 is equal to 0. So let's put this value. Here it become sine pi by 2 minus x is equal to, this will become 1. So 1 into cos x. Negative sign, cos 90 will be 0 and this is sin x. So our output will be cos x. Next is cos pi by 2 minus x. So similarly as we did there, so perpendicular will convert into base and base will convert into perpendicular. So cos pi by 2 minus x. Actually that will become, here if I take this angle, then cos pi by 2 minus x will become sin x. Reason is that whatever was base, now it will become perpendicular. So perpendicular by hypo is sin x. Let's prove it. Cos alpha minus beta here I will take because I want to find out cos pi by 2 minus x. So what we have to do, replace this alpha with pi by 2 and beta with x. So by replacing them, What I'll get? Replace this alpha with pi by 2 and beta with x. So it becomes cos pi by 2 minus x, cos pi by 2 cos x plus sin pi by 2 sin x. And if I put the value of this cos pi by 2 and sin pi by 2, as you know that sin pi by 2 1, cos pi by 2 0. So if I put them, then it will become cos pi by 2 minus x will become, this will be 0 and this will be 1. So here I put the values. So what, this will become 0, my answer will be sin x. So cos pi by 2 minus x is equal to sin x. So now we will find out the remaining t ratios. Till now we proved that sin pi by 2 minus x is cos x and cos pi by 2 minus x is sin x, and we will use them to find out the remaining 4 t ratios. So first we will find out tan pi by 2 minus x. As you know, tan is sin by cos, and it will become sin pi by 2 minus x upon cos pi by 2 minus x, and sin pi by 2 minus x is equal to cos x, this one. So I put the value, and cos pi by 2 minus x will become sin x, and cos by sin will become cot x. Then cot x, it's a reciprocal of tan, so 1 by cot, so 1 by cot will become tan. Otherwise, we can write it as cos by sin and put the value of cos pi by 2 minus x and sin pi by 2 minus x, which are sin x and cos x respectively, and our output will be tan x. Cosecant pi by 2 minus x is a reciprocal of sin. It will become reciprocal of 1 by cos this side, yani that is secant x. And secant pi by 2 minus x is 1 by cos pi by 2 minus x, and value of cos pi by 2 minus x is sin x. So it will become cosecant x. So dear student, there is an easy way to remember them. See, if I make the quadrant system, my first quadrant will lie from 0 to pi by 2. And the angle which is pi by 2 minus x definitely will lie in the first quadrant. So that means all the t ratios which we discussed here, pi by 2 minus x, will lie in the first quadrant. And in first quadrant, if you see that, if I am talking about this, my angle is x, then this will become pi by 2 minus x. That means it is measured from the y-axis towards x-axis. So first thing, if you observe that all the t ratios, whatever value we got, all are positive. Correct? That's why I wrote that whatever value will be 90 minus x will have all the positive t ratios. Okay. Now, second thing is that sine converted into cos, cos converted into sine, tan into cot, cot into tan, cosecant into secant, and secant into cosecant. Means whenever we will measure the angle from y-axis, that cofactor will be applied. For example, initially if it is a sin x, then it will become cosine x. If it is tan x, then it will become cotangent x. And if it is secant x, then it will become cosecant x. That cofactor will be applied whenever we will measure the angle at pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2. Hope you got it. So what you have to do, first you have to write down the angle, whether it will be positive or negative. This angle is an odd multiple of pi by 2, that is pi by 2 or 3 pi by 2. Then cofactor will be get applied. That means tan will convert into cot and cot will convert into tan, cosecant into secant and secant into cosecant, and sine into cos and cos into sine likewise. So our next is sine pi by 2 plus x. When I am talking about pi by 2 plus x, means we are in the quadrant number 2. See, this line y-axis represented the angle pi by 2, and here I am talking about pi by 2 plus x. So if my angle is here, what does it mean? It's talking I am in the second quadrant, and in second quadrant cos will be positive, sine will be negative, and accordingly the values will be. Now as you know what I am going to do, I am going to replace alpha with pi by 2 and beta with x. So it will become sine alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sine beta, and replace this angle alpha with pi by 2 and beta with x. So it will take the form sine pi by 2 plus x is equal to sine a cos b plus cos a sine b, that is sine pi by 2 cos x plus cos pi by 2 sine x. And let's put the value. This is 1 and this is 0. So put the values. It will become 1 into cos x plus 0 into sin x, that is cos x. So sin 90 plus x will be equal to cos x. Similarly, we can find out cos pi by 2 plus x. So what I will do, I will take the cos alpha plus beta identity, that is cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta, and replace the angle alpha with pi by 2 and beta with x. So now it will take the form cos A plus B, or cos alpha plus beta, cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta. And we know that cos pi by 2 is 0 and sin pi by 2 is 1. So put the values and it will become minus sin x. So cos pi by 2 plus x is equal to minus sin x. So till now we proved that sin pi by 2 plus x is cos x and cos pi by 2 plus x is minus sin x. Let's find out remaining t ratios. So first we will discuss about tan pi by 2 plus x. So if I am talking about tan pi by 2 plus x, tan is sin upon cos. Sin 90 plus x is cos x. So let's put cos x, and cos 90 plus x is minus sin x. So cos by sin, it will become cot x, so minus cot x. So tan pi by 2 plus x is equal to minus cot x. Let's see cot pi by 2 plus x. So it will be just the reciprocal of this one, and reciprocal will be minus tan x. Next is cosecant pi by 2 plus x. Cosecant pi by 2 plus x means 1 by sin pi by 2 plus x. And sin pi by 2 plus x is cos x. So 1 by cos x, this will become secant x. And then secant pi by 2 plus x. As we know, secant is a reciprocal of cos 1. Cos pi by 2 plus x is minus sin x. So 1 by sin will become cosecant. So from here I can conclude that in the second quadrant, because when my angle is pi by 2 plus x, we will lie in the angle will lie in the second quadrant, and in second quadrant it is pi by 2 plus x. That means in second quadrant we can observe that one is the sign is positive and output of cosecant is positive. So sine and cosecant, these two t ratios will have positive answer. Second thing, as we discussed in the previous slides, that if we have odd multiple of pi by 2, that means we are measuring the angle from y-axis, that is from pi by 2, then we will apply cofactor. That's why sine will convert into cos, cos will convert into sine, tan into cot, and cot will into tan. Cosecant will convert into secant, and secant will convert into cosecant. Pi by 2 minus x, we are in the second quadrant. And to find pi minus x, we will use sine alpha minus beta and replace this alpha with pi and beta with x. So it will become sine pi cos x minus cos pi sin x. So as you know that this pi angle is here and coordinates are x is minus 1, y is 0. That means cos x is minus 1 at pi and sin pi will become 0. As we discussed in the previous videos, that this coordinate is representing cos and y coordinate is representing sin. So cos pi will be minus 1 and sin pi will be 0. So let's put the value. Instead of sin pi, let's put 0. Instead of cos pi, let's put minus 1. So we got sin x. On the same lines, let's find out cos pi minus x. And as you know, which identity we are going to use? Cos alpha minus beta. And cos alpha minus beta is cos alpha cos beta plus sin alpha sin beta. So let's change this alpha with pi and beta with x. So it becomes cos pi cos x plus sin pi sin x. As we know, cos pi is minus 1 and sin pi is 0. Let's put the value. So instead of cos pi minus 1 and sin pi 0, so this will become 0 minus cos x. So cos pi minus x is minus cos x. Sin pi minus x is sin x and cos pi minus x is minus cos x. So let's find out the remaining t ratios. First, tan pi minus x. Tan pi minus x is sin pi minus x upon cos pi minus x, and sin pi minus x is sin x and cos pi minus x is minus cos x. Sin by cos, it will become minus tan x. Similarly, cot pi minus x will be the reciprocal of this one, so it will become minus cot x. And cosecant pi minus x will become the reciprocal of this one, so it will become cosecant x. And secant pi minus x will become the reciprocal of this one, so it will become minus secant x. So from here you can observe that if I am talking about pi minus x, we are in the second quadrant. In second quadrant, sine this one and cosecant, these two t ratios will result in positive answer. And the remaining t ratios, either it is cos, tan, cot and secant, these four t ratios have negative output. Second thing, that cos will remain cos, tan will remain tan, cot will remain cot and secant will remain secant. That means whenever I am measuring the angle from x-axis or multiple of pi, the cofactor will not be applied. So they will remain unchanged, sine will remain sine and cos will remain cos. Similarly, tan, cot and secant. So after discussing up to pi minus x, now let's proceed towards the third quadrant, that is pi plus x. So this is pi and this is pi plus x. So in this quadrant you can see that sine and cos both will be negative. So we have to find out sine pi plus x. So same identity I applied, sine alpha plus beta, sine alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sine beta. Replace the alpha with pi and beta with x. So if I replace, it will become sine pi plus x is equal to alpha with pi and beta with x plus cos pi sine x. And sine pi, remember that the values of sine is 0, sine pi is 0 and cos pi minus 1. So let's put the value. So sine pi will become 0 and cos pi will become minus 1. So it is minus sine x. So sine pi plus x will become minus sine x. As I told you that sine and cos both will be negative in the third quadrant. Cos pi plus x. So let's apply this. Cos alpha plus beta, cos alpha cos beta minus sine alpha sine beta. And replace the alpha with pi and beta with x. So simple, whatever we want. See what four identities we are basically using here. Sine alpha plus beta, sine alpha minus beta, cos alpha plus beta and cos alpha minus beta. So replace this angle alpha with pi and beta with x. It will become cos pi cos x minus sine pi sine x, and put the value of cos pi minus 1 and sine pi as 0. So it will take the form cos pi plus x. Cos pi is minus 1 into cos x minus sine pi is 0 into sine x. So this will be 0. Answer will be minus cos x. And as we discussed earlier, in the third quadrant, that sine and cos both will be negative. So with the help of these results, let's try to find out. So sine pi plus x is minus sine x and cos pi plus x is minus cos x. So what will be tan pi plus x then? It will be sine over cos. And sine pi plus x minus sine x, cos pi plus x minus cos x. Minus and minus cancel. Sine by cos will take the form of tan x. Then cot will be the reciprocal of tan, that is cot x. Secant 1 by sine pi plus x, and sine pi plus x is minus sine x, so it is minus cosecant x. And similarly secant pi plus x is 1 by cos pi plus x. So minus cos x and 1 by cos will become secant x. So here we can see that the two values, that is tan and cot, their output is positive. So tan and cot are positive in the third quadrant, because when I am saying pi plus x, we are in the quadrant number 3. And in quadrant number 3, we have tan and cot, two t ratios are positive. And because we are measuring from the x-axis, how we come to know that we are measuring from x-axis? See, my angle is pi plus x. So this is pi and this is pi plus x, means I am measuring from x-axis. So it's a straight line, so it will remain unchanged, no cofactor. So that means sine will remain sine, cos will remain cos, Tan will remain tan, cot will remain cot, cosecant result is cosecant, and secant will be secant only. So let's proceed towards 3 pi by 2 minus x. So this is 3 pi by 2 y-axis. If I do the minus x, that means we are in the third quadrant. And as we discussed earlier, sine will be negative and cos will be negative. So let's start. Sin alpha minus beta, sin alpha cos beta minus cos alpha sin beta. Replace the alpha with 3 pi by 2 and beta with x. So it becomes sin 3 pi by 2 minus x, alpha with 3 pi by 2 and beta with x. Again alpha with 3 pi by 2 and beta with x. And at this point, at 3 pi by 2, what happens? The coordinates will become 0, minus 1. That means y coordinates representing sine. So sine 3 pi by 2 is minus 1 and cos 3 pi by 2 will be 0. Odd multiple of pi by 2, cos will be always 0. So this value will be 0 and this will be minus 1. So let's put minus 1 into cos x, then minus, it will be 0 into sin x. So this will be 0 and minus cos x. As we discussed, it's a negative 1. So sin 3 pi by 2 minus x is minus cos x. Now cos 3 pi by 2 minus x. So on the same lines, cos 3 pi by 2 minus x, if I have to find out, I will use cos alpha minus beta, which is cos alpha cos beta plus sin alpha sin beta. Replace this alpha with 3 pi by 2 and beta with x. So 3 pi by 2 minus x will become this one. Put the value of cos 3 pi by 2, it is 0. So cos 3 pi by 2 will be 0 and sin 3 pi by 2 will be minus 1. So let's put the value cos 3 pi by 2 0 and sin 3 pi by 2 minus 1. So this will be cancelled. So minus sin x. We will find out remaining 4 t ratios. So till now we proved that sin 3 pi by 2 minus x is minus cos x and cos 3 pi by 2 minus x is minus sin x. So tan 3 pi by 2 minus x. Tan is sin upon cos. Sin 3 pi by 2 minus x value will be minus cos x and its value will be minus sin x. Minus and minus cancel. Cos by sin, it is cot x. So tan 3 pi by 2 minus x is cot x. Now cot 3 pi by 2 minus x will be just the reciprocal of this one. So cot's reciprocal will be tan x. Cosecant 3 pi by 2 minus x. Cosecant is the reciprocal of 1 by sin 3 pi by 2 minus x and sin 3 pi by 2 minus x is minus cos x. So it will become minus secant x. And similarly secant 3 pi by 2 minus x will become minus cosecant x. So what we observed here? We observed that the value of tan and cot will be positive in the third quadrant because we are here, I'm talking about 3 pi by 2 minus x. So this line y-axis is 3 pi by 2. Negative side will represent 3 pi by 2. Okay, if 3 pi by 2 minus x, that means we are in the third quadrant. In third quadrant, tan and cot, these two are positive and remaining t ratios will result in negatives. Either it is sine or it is cos, cosecant and secant, all 4 t ratios are negative. But if you are calculating the angle from y-axis, don't forget to apply cofactor. What was cofactor? You remember that? Sin x will become cosine x. Tan x, that is tangent x, will become cotangent x. Means convert the sine into cos or cos into sine. Tan into cot, cot into tan, and secant into cosecant and cosecant into secant x. See, secant will convert into cosecant and cosecant will convert into secant. Tan into cot and cot into tan. Now 3 pi by 2 plus x. If I am talking about 3 pi by 2 plus x, that means this is 3 pi by 2 and plus x. That means we are here now. So we are measuring in the clockwise direction, so we will reach here. So this is quadrant number 4. And in fourth quadrant, this cos will be positive. That means the value of x will be positive. If I take the coordinates, it will be a comma minus b. So coordinates of x will be positive. while coordinate of y will be negative. Y coordinate represents sine and x coordinate always represent cos in the unit circle if I am talking about. So we know that sine alpha plus beta, sine alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sine beta. Replace the alpha with 3 pi by 2 and beta with x. It becomes sine 3 pi by 2 x. It becomes sine 3 pi by 2 cos x plus cos 3 pi by 2 sine x. And at this point 3 pi by 2 we discussed earlier, it is 0 comma minus 1. That sine 3 pi by 2 will become minus 1 and cos 3 pi by 2 will become 0. So let's put the value. This is 3 pi by 2. So it will become minus 1 into cos x and cos 3 pi by 2 will become 0 into sine x. So this is cancelled. So minus cos x. Then cos 3 pi by 2 plus x. So we know that cos alpha plus beta. Cos alpha cos beta minus sine alpha sine beta. Replace alpha with 3 pi by 2 and beta with x. So let's put the value cos 3 pi by 2 as 0, sine 3 pi by 2 as minus 1 and it will become sine x. So as we discussed that x coordinate will be positive, cos will output in positive terms. So let's find out the remaining 4 t ratios. We know that tan 3 pi by 2 plus x will become sine 3 pi by 2 plus x cos 3 pi by 2 plus x. And what is sine 3 pi by 2 plus x? It is minus cos x. And what is cos 3 pi by 2 plus x? It is sin x. And cos by sine will become minus cot x. Then cot, it will become cos by sine. Put the value sin x and its value will be minus cos x. So output will be minus tan x. Cosecant 3 pi by 2 plus x. It will become 1 by sine of 3 pi by 2 plus x. And sine 3 pi by 2 plus x is minus cos x. So minus cos x and 1 by cos secant x. So output will be minus secant x. Similarly, secant 3 pi by 2 plus x will become cosecant x. So if we consolidate all these results, so 3 pi by 2 plus x, that means we are here now. 3 pi by 2 plus x, that means in quadrant number 4. And in quadrant number 4, we observe that the output of cos and its reciprocal, that is secant, will be positive. That means cos x and secant x will be positive. And the remaining 4 t ratios are negative. And because we are measuring it from y-axis, that is 3 pi by 2, so we will apply cofactor also. That means convert the sine into cos, cos into sine, tan into cot and cot into tan, cosecant into secant x and secant x into cosecant x. Next is sine 2 pi minus x. 2 pi minus x means in the clockwise direction, or you can say it as minus x. So 2 pi minus x or minus x will be same to same. Even though we will try to find out them, because we had done the negative value, sine minus x was equal to, if you remember, it was minus sine x. So it is same as sine 2 pi minus x, because we can add or subtract 2 pi any number of times. So both the output will be same. Even then, let's find out sine alpha minus beta, sine alpha cos beta minus cos alpha sine beta, and replace the alpha with 2 pi and beta with x. So sine 2 pi is 0 because sine is 0 at the multiple of pi, and cos 2 pi is 1. So at this point, so it is 1 comma 0. So cos will become 1 and sine will become 0. So let's put cos sine 2 pi, it will become 0. Cos 2 pi is 1, it is minus sine x. Similarly, cos 2 pi minus x will become, it's equal to cos minus x, and cos minus x was cos x. So apply cos alpha minus beta, replace this alpha with 2 pi and beta with x. Put the value of cos 2 pi and sine 2 pi, that is cos 2 pi is 1 and sine 2 pi is 0. So answer is cos x. You can check that. And then remaining three ratios, tan 2 pi minus x, it is sine upon cos, which is minus sine x upon cos x, that is minus tan x. Cot will be the reciprocal of tan, that is minus cot x. Cosecant 2 pi minus x, reciprocal of sine 2 pi minus x, that is minus sine x, and 1 by minus sine x will become minus cosecant x, and secant 2 pi minus x will become secant x. So if you observe carefully, again the same way, cos and secant are positive. Output of cos and secant is positive. And because we are measuring the angle from 2 pi, this is 2 pi, 2 pi minus x I am discussing. So that means a straight line, no cofactor. So simply we have to keep it as it is, cos as cos and sine as sine. Let's summarize this video. What should be our working rule? First, find the quadrant in which angle lie, whether it is in the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, or fourth quadrant. For an example, if I am saying that pi minus x, so it will be in the second quadrant. Then according to second quadrant, we will decide that it will be positive or negative. So if angle is pi plus minus x or 2 pi plus minus x, then no change in the t ratio. But in case it is pi by 2 plus x or 3 pi by 2 plus minus x, that means if we are measuring it from y-axis, then apply cofactor, that means convert sine into cos and cos into sine, tan into cot and cot into tan, and secant into cosecant and cosecant into secant. So let's revise all the things which we have learned today. See, pi by 2 minus x, it is in quadrant number 1. So all will be positive. After school to college, that means its first quadrant, all will be positive. And it is pi by 2, so cofactor will be applied. Sine will convert into cos x and cos will convert into sin x. Tan into cot x and cot into tan x. Cosecant into secant x and secant into cosecant x. Then pi by 2 plus x. We are in the quadrant number 2. In second quadrant, sine and cosecant will be positive. Sine will be positive and cosecant will be positive. And the remaining 4 t ratios will be negative 1. As we can see that pi by 2 is there, so apply cofactor. Sine will become cos and cos will become sin x. Then tan will become cot x and cot into tan, cosecant into secant x and secant into cosecant x. Pi minus x. In which quadrant we are? If I am talking about pi minus x, that means in the second quadrant again. So this is pi minus x. In second quadrant, sine will be positive and cosecant will be positive. So you have to check the t ratios from here. This is the base t ratios. And second thing, first you have to decide whether it will be positive or negative. If it is pi, then no cofactor. So write them as it is. Pi plus x. Now we are in the quadrant number 3. In third quadrant, tan and cot are positive. And the remaining 4 are negative. Pi, so no cofactor. Write them as it is. Then 3 pi by 2 minus x. 3 pi by 2 minus x means in the third quadrant. So tan and cot will be positive. Remaining 4 t ratios will be negative. But this time we have 3 pi by 2. So apply cofactors. Don't forget that. Sine will convert into cos x and cos will convert into sin x. Tan will convert into cot x and cot will convert into tan x. Cosecant into sec x and sec will convert into cosecant x. 3 pi by 2 plus x then. Plus x means 3 pi by 2 plus x. We are now in the quadrant number 4. In fourth quadrant, cos and secant will be positive. So cos will be positive and secant will be positive. But the remaining 4 will be negative. 3 pi by 2. So apply cofactor, that sine into cos, cos into sine, tan into cot, cot into tan. Similarly, cosecant into secant x and secant into cosecant x. 2 pi minus x, again in the fourth quadrant, that cos will be positive and secant will be positive, remaining are negative. And 2 pi, then what we will do? No change, because it's a linear, keep it as it is, sin x, cos x, tan x, cot x, cosecant x and secant x. So this you can say that minus x also having the same t ratios. 2 pi minus x, 4 pi minus x. So all will have the same t ratios. Whereas 2 pi plus x is equal to x, because you can leave this 2 pi. So sin x will be sin x, cos will be cos, tan will be tan, cot, cosecant and secant. That was all about these t ratios, how they will behave in different quadrants. So this was a very important topic, dear students. So revise them thoroughly and do it by yourself. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much for being with us. Have a great day.